Every basic ability, skill, and talent can be developed through hard work, good strategies, persistence, dedication, and input from others. Where focus goes, energy flows. So focus your energy on continuous learning and stop wasting time thinking about looking smart. Build resistance, build vulnerability, build courageousness, and face adversity with a smile. Become comfortable with uncomfortable. You know, the only person that you need to prove anything to is you. Imperfect action trumps perfect inaction. Stop wasting time and get on with it. Failure is part of learning, so start learning by taking action.
Welcome to the hot seat. It is Tuesday and you are in Sydney Airport. How are you going?
Well, right now I'm doing pretty good. Chilling with a glass of champagne. I have the children in front of me. I have Lucy here to the right of me, trying to record or do something. But yes, hopefully the technology will hold for us to do it. We are on Qantas Wi-Fi and we are in the lounge, so yes, hopefully it will work.
Well, I love your dedication to me and our audience, so thank you for being here on this hot seat. This is well and truly as good as live gets, right? We have no idea what's going to happen in the next couple of minutes, but we're going to stay on topic today and we're going to fly through this so then you can fly on your next leg of your holiday.
You know what I was realizing? I was watching you and I hadn't realized that I hadn't put myself on camera. So cheers to all of our listeners. There you go, live and exclusive from the First Lounge in Sydney.
100% getting ready for your first leg, for your first flight over to Europe. Well, not really, because you've already gone from Adelaide to Sydney. So you're one flight in. How many more to go?
Technically, there are 3. So,
yeah.
And we had an incident on the first flight where little Noodle Lavender, her right ear started blowing up. So we had to manage that. So we're just going to go and hunt around for some Panadol, which is the only thing we didn't pack. We packed adult Panadol, but we just didn't pack children Panadol. And I just realised now I didn't even pack any sedatives. Should have packed those too. That would have helped me for the trip.
Okay, well, let's get into this hot seat so you can get off and do what you need to do as well. I wanted to talk today about understanding your MVP or your minimum viable product. I know this is something that you talk about often in COD and what we talk about with our clients, but I really wanted to share this with our audience and see if they really understood what that was. So my first question for you today, Christian, is what is a minimum viable product? What does that mean to a business owner?
Look, a minimum viable product, or as we call it, an MVP, is actually the simplest version of any new product that allows a team to collect the maximum amount of validated learning about customers with the least amount of effort. That's probably the simplest way of putting it. It's not necessarily the smallest product imaginable, but instead, it's actually a product that's been distilled down to its essential features. Okay, let's just keep it simple. Now, this approach actually helps entrepreneurs or budding business people to start the process of learning as quickly as possible. And it's really about, Simone, putting something into the hands of customers. So in order for you to be able to gather feedback and then being able to do the iterations based on that feedback. Now, you know, SaaS companies do this exceptionally well. And the lean startup by Eric Neal is really a good example of that. So the goal is to find out what users truly want and need without spending unnecessary time, as well as the resources, right, on features that people may not actually want, right? Like, you know, we as experts go out and build shit that no one wants. What you got to do is build something that people want. So what I want you to do is think of it as the most basic prototype that can still solve the greatest problem in the world, or actually fulfill the need that you're targeting. So allowing you to test your business hypotheses, adopt as well as evolve with real user data that's guiding you. And that's where the magic is.
Yeah. I think that was such an important lesson for me to learn when I first met you and I was your client. And I still recall that you told me that I built the Taj Mahal when no one was knocking at the door. So that's a statement that fondly sticks with me about really understanding what it is your client. That was in terms of my fitness business and my online program that I'd created and all these things. So that was really important for me to understand. I'd never even heard that term before of a minimum viable product. I was designing something I thought everyone needed, and
Mhm.
apparently they didn't. So very steep learning curve for me on that.
Look, the big thing there is that people need to, you need to, if you're going to launch a product, you need to know what people actually truly want. You know, as
Mm,
experts, we think that we know what people need, but the reality is what they want is completely different. And listen, you're right as a specialist. You know what they need. But first, you've got to
yeah,
actually hit the desire point. You've got to actually truly understand what it is they want. Otherwise, they're not going to even talk to you. Right? And it doesn't matter how good your product is, no matter how many words problems you solve. If people don't connect with you, if they're not authentic with you, if you're not authentic with them, you're not going to succeed. Have you
yeah.
still got me there?
Got you
Yeah?
back, I think.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, got you. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to move into the second question. And I think this is probably not a very good question now that I've heard the first question. But does every business have an MVP? Is this something we all have?
Look, I think absolutely. You know, every business should actually start with an MVP. And actually, here's why. It's all about smart resource management and market validation. Okay, now launching a business involves risk, but an MVP mitigates this process. Yeah, that's me. That can just sit there. Sorry, my poached beef brisket just arrived. Would anyone like to see it live? There we go. Right. Thanks to
Timing.
Neil Perry. Um, but look, it's launching a business involves risk. Any business. It doesn't matter how good you think it is. It involves risk. But the
Mm,
MVP actually mitigates that risk. Because what it does, it allows you to focus on the core functionality that meets a very specific need. It also solves a particular problem, right? So it allows you to validate as well as invalidate, which is really important, your business assumptions with a minimal investment, right? And this is what we
mm,
try and do in customers in demand. You know, people that are trying to get to $10,000 a month, most of them come to us and they're at not even $500 or $1,000 a month. And that's why we made the
yeah.
investment so little, like $110 a week. Because what we end up finding is that a lot of these people have been down this path for 6, 7 months. They've been working with other coaches, and these coaches do not understand the concept of MVPs, right? And they don't
Mm,
care, right? You know, like you've been in coaching programs and $60,000 before you came along to me, and they never even taught you once what an MVP was because that's
yeah.
not their objective, right? So if you're in any kind of product development, then an MVP is actually a standard form of practice because every time
Mhm,
you want to launch a new product, you create a minimum viable product. That's why SaaS
yeah.
companies are so damn good at it. Now, by introducing that MVP to the market, you're not just guessing what your customer actually wants. You're actively learning from their feedback. Now, this is what we've done in our business. I started with one-on-one. I started writing strategies for people. I was never a coach. You know, I mean, hell, it's taken 6 years for me to actually start using the word coach, right? Um, you know, because I was always an MVP. I was always the most valuable player when I played in sporting teams. Like I was
Yeah.
there. It was in the top 2, 3 in the leadership team. So you know, to be a coach, like, are you kidding me? It's the least paid person on the field, right? Now
Mm,
you turn around, it's like, well, actually, now it makes perfect sense. So what you're doing is that the interactive process, Simone, actually ensures that you're building a product that people actually need and also are willing to pay for, rather than spending unnecessary time and money, and also the people resources, right? On
mm,
features and shit that doesn't actually hit the mark. So additionally, what it actually does, it speeds up the learning curve about the customer preferences, which is actually invaluable for any business looking to scale. So in essence, that MVP is not just a product development strategy, it's a market entry strategy that helps ensure that you're effectively meeting your target market needs with precision and agility.
mm.
Right? And that's what we love. I mean, we all know that. That's what I love. I love getting really dirty, really in there and making that connection.
Yeah.
I really think we should do the hot seat more often with me drinking champagne. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Only if I have a glass on the other end, because I am having a little bit of FOMO here about that beautiful beef brisket that just got delivered to your table and that
Actually, it
champagne.
looks really good. I'm not eating it. Lucy's having a cod sandwich. Lavender had this Wagyu cheeseburger, and Leo ate spaghetti. But I, just before we got online, actually had the signature salt and pepper squid as well as the Korean fried chicken. So I'm going to be a ginormous chicken by the time I get on this plane. So I think Lucy's having cocktails, right? And we managed to get Lucy a 20-minute spa session. So she's come out and she's all red in the
Oh,
face. It's quite funny. Oh, look,
amazing.
the privileges of ridiculous travel, right? There's not many of them. You might learn to know. I survived my first flight, albeit
Mhm.
my leg room was very squished in economy. Haven't done that in a while, but I'll keep the progress going on Instagram later for anyone that wants to follow. But yeah,
Yes.
awesome.
Well, I think it's a tribute to you for holding to your word on the promise that you made many, many months ago about the upcoming flight. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear about the journey over. Okay, one more question, and then you can get back to your champagne and your delicious
Isn't it,
lunch.
isn't, isn't, isn't it all about accountability, right? Like, for those who are listening for the very first time, I made a bet that if I didn't lose 30 kilos, I had to fly in economy class.
Yeah.
And I'm now doing that. I did 16 and a half kilos, and that was
Yeah.
13.5 kilos short. So accountability. If I'm not going to lead by example, then it's never going to happen for any of our clients, and that's what we do. And Lucy's now eating my
100%.
brisket. So let's hurry up. Third question. Let's go.
One more question is, how long should it take you to launch an MVP? Is this something that you just need to get out really quick and then get that focus group through? Or is this something that you really sit back and, you nut it out? I guess it's maybe different for people in different industries, but is there an expectation of how long it should be for a launch process?
Look, I'm getting really angry because she's eating the entire brisket. You just order your own, okay? Um, no, look, I'm just joking. Here, you can have a look at it. She's stuffing her face. Just everyone watch. There's only thousands of people. Um,
Don't turn.
got,
She can't
got,
hear
got,
me.
got to love a live interview. Okay, look, Simone, the time that it takes to launch an MVP actually varies greatly. Okay, it really
Mm,
depends on the nature of the business as well as the complexity of the product, but also the resources that you have at your disposal. Like if you're a coach and you're launching a hero program, then you might be able to launch that pretty quickly. Right? But if you're a SaaS company and let's call it Salesforce and you want to launch another product, well, you're a bit more heavy and less agile. So there's going to be some complexities, but you're also going to have a shitload of resources that someone else that's starting a business doesn't have. Okay, and this is
yeah.
the beauty of it. So the guiding principle behind an MVP is speed to market. That's it. So you want to
Mm,
develop and launch as quickly, and also what you want to do is you want to start learning from the real customer feedback as soon as possible. So it's all about that imperfect action, right? Because imperfect action trumps perfect inaction every single time. So a good rule of
mm,
thumb is that anywhere from a few weeks to a few months, right? Now, if it's a digital product such as a software application, you might be looking at 1 to 3 months. Now, for more complex physical products or services, it might take a little bit longer. But what you should do is aim for no more than 3 to 6 months. Any more than that, and you're stumped. So Susan Braun, if you're out there listening, one of my favourite COD customers, she's been in COD now for I think it is 14 months. Too long,
yeah.
Susan. Okay. Now remember, the goal of an MVP is not perfection. Okay, it's actually to validate your business hypothesis with the least amount of effort and expenses. I've just seen Lavender in front of me doing away. Over engineering or waiting for any feature to be complete misses the point of the MVP approach. Okay, so if you're looking to identify the core features that actually address your customers' main problems or the needs, then in order to get the solution, you've got to get the solution in front of them and then test the assumptions, right? And gather that feedback. You hear me in our company talk about feedback loops all the time. I mean, anyone who's been listening to the hot seat for a year and a half should know that it's all about feedback loops. So, look, some of the key activities, pen and paper for those that are listening, identify your core value proposition, absolutely. Right, start there. Then develop your core features. Then build and launch. And then learn and iterate. Keep it really simple. So by keeping your MVP lean and focusing on these steps, you can actually launch efficiently as well as start the crucial learning process that will actually guide your product into the future and into the future development, which should, in principle, allow you to minimize the risk, mitigate as much risk, and maximize as much profit as possible.
Yeah, such important lessons for
You can't tell
people
that I
to
did
know.
this.
And
You can't tell that I did this as an entrepreneur in resident in a university for years. So this is what we used to teach these guys. They used to come to me with these amazing ideas and these expensive products, and it would take them 7 or 8 months to get a product to market. And I'm like, you've already got the mainframe built. You've already got a what baby, launch it.
yeah,
So, and that's why working with mum and dad businesses is so much easier, so much faster, and so much more fun. Right? Than
yeah,
people trying to solve global complex problems. I get a lot of people that come to me for really big project work, and you know what? I really love mum and dad businesses. I really love the stay-at-home mum who's trying to create her side hustle because she wants to create freedom for a company while she's got a shift working husband at home, and her avatar name is Simone.
Just on that, I must say I have gotten so much great feedback on our Hey Christian content that we dropped last Friday about me and my FaceTime calls to you. So for all the people that
they're
have loved
fun.
that was my brainchild of an idea that I brought to you, and you were
It's very
hesitant to
cool.
let me go with it, but I've had so many people already say, oh my gosh, that was me with 1,000 ideas that I wanted to bring into a business, and spent way too much money trying to develop something and realized it didn't even solve a problem. So I'm
And
so
you know what's
glad people love
No,
that.
I really like it. And I think we should do it every day. I haven't seen it because obviously, you know me, I'm rarely on social media. I know people think that I'm there responding to them, but unfortunately, I've got to tell you, it's my EA, Christine, or Geraldine, or Jessica. Or, there's 3 of them. We've got a pretty big team behind us. I'm not there. And anyone who thinks I'm responding to them while I'm on international flights. There's a few benefits flying Qantas Metal. One of them is no international Wi-Fi. So it means that for 20 odd hours, I'm left alone. So, but I think ultimately what's really important is that we are there to help people. And that's what our primary motivation is to help them. And I think, anyone who's got a business that's doing more than 30 or 50,000 a month, they're $500,000 in their stuff, probably should get in contact with you. In fact, not probably, should get in contact with you because we are going to open up some places to our Brisbane Momentum Weekend where all of our Evolve members are at. And that's changing people's lives. I mean, it's the most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. Going from consulting, large companies to now consulting, entry-level companies. It is just mind-blowing at how much of a difference it makes to people's lives. There's one thing taking people from $1,000 a month to $10,000. It's transformative. It changes their lives. And it changes their lives of them and their family and everybody else. It can allow people to go from a side hustle to a full-time hustle, and it's in control of their life. Like, you don't need fucking flexible working hours that the government wants to initiate for everybody, which is just a dumb thing. Let's legislate working from home. Like, come on, seriously, people. Right? Business is already hard enough, but you get to have that control when you go from a side hustle to your own full-time gig. And all those mums that are sitting at home that might not be listening to this, then you need to listen to this because you have all the opportunity in the world and all the gifts that you need in order to succeed. Right? You just got to take that leap of faith, just like you did.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Christian Lavolsi, thank you so much for your insights. We are going to go and let you have your lunch now before your family eat it all on you. Looks
I thought I'd
fantastic.
just share.
Have a safe flight and enjoy the trip. We will see you next Tuesday. We're coming to you with a hot seat wherever you are at that time, whatever time zone you're in. We're going to be here live, so don't miss us next Tuesday here
Awesome.
on the hot.
Thanks, Simone. See you guys. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye. And I've got to make sure I put the right button.
Working with Christian is a game changer. Hi, I'm Adrian Lee from GrowthLink Coaching and Consulting. I started working with Christian in August 2020 as his LinkedIn growth consultant. We worked together on his LinkedIn brand for about 12 months before becoming business partners in Growth Outsourced late 2021. Christian is a hidden genius. He helped me break through a significant financial target by restructuring my growth consulting online business offer. I don't know of any one person who can give you so much focus, clarity, and structure to live your purpose and get shit done. He holds you accountable to your words and gives you the tough love when you need it. I love his no BS approach to business and life. Everyone needs a Christian Lavolsi in their life. Do whatever you have to work with Christian. This is just the beginning for us, and I am super pumped to continue growing together. Thanks again, Christian.
Are you ready to start taking action on your business? Would you like to spend more time with your family? Then call 1300-643-229 and start building momentum right now. I know you're busy. In fact, you are so busy that you don't have time to work on your business or yourself. Often tossing and turning at night, worrying about the how-tos and the cash flow. How on earth can you possibly get off the hamster wheel so that you can take a helicopter view to see where you'll be in 90 days, 1 year, or 3 years from now? In this program, I will take you from sleepless nights to blissful sleep. You'll have more time with your family and you will have the clarity and direction so you can grow and flourish. Call 1300-643-229 now and start building momentum.